Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about three literary devices that will come up a lot in Macbeth, and we'll also see them in some of the other plays that we'll read together this year. They are soliloquy, monologue, and aside. You might know some of these already, but we're just going to do a very brief run through of the definitions to make sure we're clear on the differences between the three. So today's lesson is going to be very short. We're just going to start off with what connections there are between these three terms, and then the definitions and examples of each one. So the connections are the reasons that we're talking about all three at the same time, so although they're different, there is a little bit of overlap in terms of their function. So soliloquies, monologues, and asides are all literary devices, and they are types of dramatic speech with just one person speaking. And when we say dramatic speech, that doesn't necessarily mean that, they're being dramatic, meaning that they're over the top. When we see dramatic in this case, it means that it's happening in a play. And they are commonly found in Shakespeare's writing, which is why we are going to talk about them as we are studying Macbeth. So our first one is a soliloquy. This is a long speech made by one character in a play. It's important to notice that it's a play. Soliloquies don't exist in novels. In that case, it would just be narration. So we're talking specifically about plays here. A soliloquy is made when there are no other characters on stage. So it's just one person, like in this picture, speaking for a long time and to nobody else in particular. This is meant to reveal the character's thoughts to the audience. Plays are tricky because you can't just have, you could, but it's very rare that you have a narrator come in and just tell the audience what the character is thinking. So soliloquy is their way of telling us what's on that character's mind. A monologue is somewhat similar. It's also a long speech made by one character in a play, but the difference is that with a monologue they are speaking to other characters. Lastly, an aside is a short remark by a character, and it's unheard by the other characters. So although there are other characters on stage, an aside is meant to just be from the character to the audience, again revealing what they're thinking or feeling. So an aside has a similar purpose as a soliloquy, but it's usually a short 1 or 2 lines as opposed to a multi-paragraph speech. When we're reading plays together, it'll tell you when it's an aside so that we know what is meant to be heard by others and what is meant just to be heard by the audience. And that's it. I promised it'd be short. Make sure your notes are full so that you're good to go when we talk about these together in class.